Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of The Bike Riders. This movie is directed by Jeff Nichols, who previously directed Take Shelter, Mud, and Midnight Special. This movie stars Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, and Tom Hardy. Now, the plot of this movie takes place in the 1960s to 1970s. It's about this author who wrote a book, and in this book are various reports and interviews of this biker gang in, I think it was California. And this movie is based on that book. So the people in this book are real. So are the photographs and, text summaries at the end of the movie. So what we get here is we get a story that's like the movie Mud meets Sons of Anarchy, or really any other movie about a gang, a group of people that have a similar liking, a calling, like a gang almost, kind of like Goodfellas, kind of like Donnie Brasco, where you get to know your main character, your central character. You get to meet the leader, the mentor, the person they look up to, and then you get to meet, the loved one, the spouse, the other side of that lifestyle, so to speak. So this movie has elements of The Irishman, Sons of Anarchy, Donnie Brasco, Hellride, really any biker movie you've seen before. And Austin Butler plays Benny. He's the main character. He's the quiet one, very soft-spoken. Jodie Comer is his wife. She's the one that does majority of the talking and the narrating. She's the one that talks about Benny and his mentor friend Johnny, played by Tom Hardy, and the group as a whole, the gang. And what's interesting about this movie is that you get to not only see, Benny and Johnny, but this movie's also primarily made up of all these side characters, including Michael Shannon's character. You have Boyd Holbrook in this, Norman Reedus. You've got a couple actors whose names I'm forgetting, but it's the side characters that really make this movie enjoyable. Just like in Goodfellas. You had Joe Pesci, De Niro, and Henry Hill, and Ray Liotta, but then you have all the side characters like Anthony Stabile and Carbone and all these other ones that you're like, oh, that they make the group entertaining. They help flesh them out. And that's what I like about this movie, is it's not really a movie about one central character, but it's about a group of people, and it's about their perspective on these characters. And you've got, all the side characters, they're either, burned out drug addicts, or, they're just out of it, or they're war vets, or they're gearheads. They're all different, so they all really flesh out this group. And then you have Benny, who's like the, he's not the youngest one in the group, but he's like the apprentice, the student. He's the one that's growing to be a part of the group, find his own way, be his own man. And then you have Johnny, Tom Hardy, the leader, the mentor, who, you get to see what it's like to run the group. But then also, like many other leaders, they kind of have this point in their lives where they're like, hey, I'm getting older, maybe I can't do this forever, type of thing. And this movie was really well done. There are moments that, you'll laugh and you'll enjoy. And then there's other moments, I'll just say there's a scene involving a shovel, and there's another scene involving, I'll just say, red dress. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Some moments that make you go, man, that lifestyle seems great and grand and fun and something I'd want to do. But then there's those other moments, the other side of that coin, make you go, yeah, I don't envy that person at all. And so you have the lighter, friendlier, fun side of that kind of lifestyle with any gang, any camaraderie, any brotherhood. But then you have, those darker, sad moments where you're like, oh man, that's unfortunate. But this is a good story of a biker gang, the different age groups, the different perspectives, the different lifestyles. You have the humble beginnings, but then you have the moments where the group changes, the landscape's different, the town they live in, the members, it all changes. And the gang, the group, the motorcycle club, the bike riders change as a whole. So I thought this was a really good I'd even say maybe like wholesome movie. Like it wasn't super violent. It was just entertaining movie. A lot like Mud with Matthew McConaughey. If you've never seen that, I recommend it. A movie where you have this young character who, not really lost, but doesn't really have a sense of direction until they meet a certain other character. And then, just a movie that you wouldn't expect to be moving or enjoyable. That's what the Bike Riders was. So, Jeff Nichols, you were really good with Take Shelter and Mud, and now once again with the Bike Riders. So because the soundtrack is full of movie, songs from the 60s and 70s, the characters were colorful, likable, and definitely stand out. But also this movie just, it was a good experience. And so because of that, I'm going to give the Bike Riders an A-. This movie was a pleasant surprise. So until next time, guys, see ya.